everyone, this is ZeroPrime and welcome to a Let's Play of Castlevania Legends. Now, this is a well-known Castlevania game, as it's the only Castlevania game to be left out of the official timeline, because basically the story in this game contradicts to the overall of the Castlevania timeline. And what's interesting about this one is it features a... Might as well play see what light mode does. And hang on, this is the tale of a young girl's struggle to single-handedly provide Transylvania a place ruled by madness and despair with the light of hope. So yeah, we basically play as a female Belmont. And I believe her name is Sonia Belmont. Which to me, it had an interesting concept and everything. I never had this game as a kid, and this is the first time I'm playing it, but I have heard about this and thought that it is an interesting concept. It's just a shame that I've never really got a chance to get a remake to really include her to the timeline. Get down here, you damn bats! But still, same graphics for the Game Boy system, so not much to really compliment about that, because you know it is a game of its time. But so far, not that bad. No turkey in the wall. Ah! And of course the jumping mechanics. Alright, he's up. Of course, the infamous being hit once and flying backwards. Going down, and don't you dare knock me back. So far, not bad though. I mean, like I said, most, especially games like this, though, it's always the jumping mechanics that's the problem. Like that, for example. Well, at least it didn't put me too far back. I don't know if it has like unlimited continues or such, but might as well keep playing it to see how far I can get. Nice try. Come here. Though I'm surprised I haven't gotten like a power-up yet. Okay, the meat is in the candles. Am I one-shining these things now, or is it because I'm closer? Okay, I hit up though. Oh, pfft. I have a feeling I know what this is gonna end up as. See, I did that here. Yeah, it's because I'm closer to them, as opposed to being hit with the fireball. Okay, let me see. There we go. Because I jumped too early. Ah, one up. Don't you dare! No! Stop it! Good thing you can whip from the ropes. Going down? Yeah, the one of conflicting stories is in this one, she's considered to be the first human to fight against Dracula, even though as established it was Trevor to be the first human and also the first of the Belmonts to fight against Dracula. And there's more stuff added that conflicts with the overarching story, but if we really get that far, I'll point them out. Whoop. Okay. Okay, what the heck were you supposed to do there? Okay, let's not go down there. Because I have a feeling that was like a death trap right there. I guess they want to make a strong point. Funny joke. Alright. So far making progress. Let's go up. Ow. I really have no idea where I am. What the? Not this again! Okay, how do you fight this though? I have no idea where I'm going. Freaking bat. One of the annoying enemies of the Castlevania series, along with the Medusa heads, are the bats. Ow! Oh, come on! Really? Really? Thank you. Although for the Game Boy, the music's not that bad. Although I find the bats annoying. Alrighty then. But I think this game does have unlimited continues, I think. Huh, found the weakness to the bats, ducking. Yeah, so far so good. I mean, besides the jumping mechanics and the annoying bat enemies, it's not that bad. Oh boy. That kind of looks like a bat form of Batman. Ow. Okay. Okay, how the heck do you avoid that? I mean, I'm hitting this guy so many times, but he's not like taking any damage. Okay. Ah, I did it too early. Okay. I thought the B was his health bar. Oh, like that's not an obvious enemy. What the heck? I have no idea what I just did. Is it because of the power I just got? Oh, great. Game Boy version of the Fleaman. Just stay there. Don't move. Thank you very much. Okay. There we go. Yeah, let's go up. There we go. Ow. Whoa, that's not fair. Oh, that is so You are taking the piss out of that. This is why I like the early stages of Konami being like the evil corporation that is known today. Oh, that's not fair. There we go. I'm basically grazing their tootsies. I think we'll go this way. Okay. Son of a bitch. Well, how the heck you supposed to get through there? Stab me in the gut. Not that bad. When a problem comes along, you must whip it. Whip it good. Yeah, I know. It's like, I wonder how many people made that kind of joke. Alrighty then. So, let's see, get over here. There we go. Wait, is he like the guardian that basically, now that he's dead, it should be easy to go through here? Huh. What do you know? There we go. Oh. Ooh, that was a close one. Okay. Whew, glad that worked. You go away. Now, why can there not been a piece of meat? Why? Ask and you shall receive. I'm actually surprised I'm making progress in this game. But then again, it does help that you have like unlimited continues. What the? Hello, Mr. Zombie Dragon. Oof. Ah, it puts me all the way back here, though. Well, then again, it's not that bad. So why can I not get up there for the candles? Still, I wonder what the B power is. It's a soul weapon. Whatever that means. Ooh, yeah! I wonder what the bottom half is, though. Stupid generic ghost or shadows. Where'd you come from? Really? Well, that was fair. Mother... Might as well go through since I got unlimited continues. Nice! Okay, now we got a mini dragon. A mini dragon that was a mini boss. Come on! Yeah, let's try. Ooh, going in here. Oh, come on! And of course it drops me all the way back here. Let's just see what's up here real quick. Okay, so that's safe to jump on. Mother... I freak... Again, it's the annoying bats are the problem in this game. Then also the respawning enemies that you kill them and then move like 1 inch up or down, and then those things crawling back up. Alright, come on. I'm just glad that the things don't, the cogs and everything don't move. And of course you will come back up, or come back down. Come on. And watch, something's gonna hit me in one. I knew that was coming. Thank God for these unlimited to continues. Come, there we go. Yeah, since I got unlimited continuous, I'm going all the way through. Oh, come on! Of course I went the wrong way. Although I did get a 1-up though, so... At least that's a benefit right there. No, you don't. Okay, where did he come from? Okay. Come on, I hit the jump button. Okay, jump. Thank you. Now what? Whoa, hey! Well, I got killed by Dev, which is ironic. Oh, come on, all the way back here. And I hit the jump button. It wouldn't be so bad if I had a health restoration. Come on. Mother! Alright, come on. Now, of course it would hit me. Because the game said, oh, you can win, but we're gonna say you're still gonna take damage. Again, I hit the jump button. Gotcha! Whew! That's not fair. Let's try and take a drink real quick. Well, I kind of screwed that one up. Come on. Oh. Contemplating if I want to continue or not. That's good. And I get the feeling that sometimes, you know, when you get after so many tries and fails, you make progress, but then it's kind of like, do I really want to continue on going through all this? Now you're dead. And of course you respawn. Oh, pfft. Really? So I can't move down an inch without getting off. Ugh. Oh, come on. Hello, worm-like thing? And of course it comes right back. Goddamn freaking bat! And of course it puts me right over here, cause why the F not? Come on! Forget that. Of course. There's Medusa. Huh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and I have no idea where I'm going. Ooh, this looks promising. Oh, that is cheap. Okay, that's really the first for the Castlevania game, but still, that is so cheap. Really? Okay, why can't you jump across? There you go. Really? Okay, at least it put me over here. Well, you annoying brats, just go to hell. Really? No, it's Alucard. Sonia, I didn't think it was true, but it is you. Alucard? I could say the same. What are you doing here? Listen to me, Sonia. This is not a place for someone like you. But Alucard, this problem concerns only me and my father. I've come to fight the lord of this castle. I cannot let my father, Count Dracula, get away with this. I must do this for my mother, and for the world that she so dearly loved. Please understand, I am the only one who can make amends for the sins committed by my father, and there is no reason for you to get involved in this battle. Sonia, I cannot bear to lose you too. Now turn back. Thank you, Alucard. You're probably right. In fact, you have always made the right decisions. But I have no intention of going back now. Just as your father was granted strength from the evil deity to conquer the world, I have been granted strength to fight your father. I will not run away. Hold on a sec. Drinking some orange juice. But anyway, this is kind of like the other conflicting part from the main timeline, because basically it's insinuated that Alucard and Sonia have a romantic thing. And of course, well, at the end of it, there's also an evidence that kind of suggests that would be a major confliction with the whole game, but you'll see. We all decide our own fate. It was you who taught me that, Alucard. Alright, Sonia. Then show me the strength you believe so strongly in. For I too want to believe. Let us test this strength on me. Prepare yourself. And of course I don't get any healing items. Okay, how fair was that though? Frick that up. Again, with these annoying bats, just F off. And here we go again. Alright, come on, blah 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 blah. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, let me try this strategy. Ah. Alright, hold on. Just at this point, and I really want to finish it, but let me see something. Give me 1 second. Let's see what we got. Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do, but like I said, I did give it a try, and I do want to continue on, but Legends. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Alright, let me try this. Okay. Free B A C 4 5. Okay, let me see if that activated it real quick. Okay. Yeah, I know a lot of people are going to complain about it, but like I said, okay, it works. Like I said, normally I don't use cheats as often like I used to do way back when, just to have fun. I just use them because it's like, you know what, since I'm at this point and I'm getting it towards finishing this game, I might as well just do it so that way it's not like hours and hours of me trying to fight the same boss and everything. Especially how there's not much of an, healing items to help really balance it out. Here we go. It's definitely programmed to do based on my moves. That's for sure. And at least in this way, you can kind of analyze to see how it is. So for those of you that want to do speed runs and such, you can get an idea. Ow! I had no idea you had become so strong. Oh, Alucard. It looks like this time it is I who have learned a lesson. Alucard, did you purposely? No, Sonia. You have made me believe in your strength. Alucard, I'm so sorry. Do not trouble yourself about it, Sonia. Now I must sleep. I fear we shall not meet again. Farewell, my beloved, my beautiful vampire hunter. Alucard! Alucard, I will never forget you. Farewell, dear Alucard. Down we go. Oh, that's how you get to the bottom piece. Alright. Let's just finish this game off once and for all. So yeah, basically, with Alucard, it still follows true that this does take place after Alucard's mother, Dracula's wife, gets killed after being accused of a witchcraft. And Dracula goes on his revenge spree to eliminate all humans. So that much of this game is true. But like I said, at the end of this game, from what I heard, there's another thing that conflicts with the game as a whole. And at least now I don't have to worry about the bats being annoyingly difficult to hit. And like I said, I never plan on using any cheating device, but when you get far in a game and everything, especially in an old game and you just want to finish it, then it's like, you know what, I don't want to quit, at this point, but I want to finish it. And besides, like I said, at least I showed on screen, I inputted a cheat and everything, and also acknowledging that, yeah, at this point it's not real legit. Well, some people can argue it's not real legit skill and everything. But really, I never claimed to be like, the absolute best gamer of all time, that any game I play I can beat it with no trouble and such. Usually on my channel, this is just like an archive of all the games, that I play and can beat legitimately, legit, or with cheating, or with some help with some cheats. What the? Wait, where am I supposed to go then? Oh, probably down. Especially like in this game that basically it has different paths you can take in order to find items and such, but as seen, basically it's like a long trek back and everything. And basically, like I said, this is like an archive of the game, so that way people can have a chance to see what the game was and is like, if they were curious about it. All right. Oop. Like I said, like this boss would be, this mini boss would be kind of tricky to maneuver. Huh, I wonder what this room is. Oh, come on. See, like that, for example, that... Well, yeah, you have multiple paths to choose. Oh, you chose the wrong path. You have to go back. I think I chose the right path. Alright, whoop. Whoop. Okay. Okay, up or down? Let's go up. Oh, found him. You have done well, my girl. In fact, you are the first human who has come this far. You see, a contradiction. Because basically, in Castlevania 3, Trevor's the first human to fight against Dracula. You have my praise. You are the Prince of Darkness. Because of you, many people have died. Many people have suffered. Oh no, my dear. I have merely done what you humans wish for. Fulfilling your insatiable desires. People must fulfill their dreams with their own power. You have been consumed by the power of evil, no longer have the strength to determine your own fate. Silence! On the contrary, I am just the one to use this power, and I will be the king who rules over the entire world. Give yourself to me, young lady. There may be merit in having your power, in having your presence. My strength will only be used to protect the world. Lord of Darkness, prepared to suffer for trifling with so many lives. As you wish, girl. Then it is your fate to kneel before my power. Finally check on him. Well, well, you are a worthy foe. You have lasted much longer than most. Prepare yourself. Oh, I've just been toying with you so far, but now it's time to get serious. Got him. Oh no! This cannot be! Me losing to a human? You poor man. It must be difficult to understand why you, who possess eternal life, are about to perish. Humans are granted such a precious short life in comparison to yours, but in that short time we are able to love and to live for someone else. There must have been a time when you too cherished the bonds with the ones you loved. We humans are not so foolish as to throw away all of that in exchange for the power you received. There is no place in this world for the likes of you. You are already defeated when you accepted the power of the darkness. Don't let it go to your head, girl. Do you really think the likes of you can destroy me? You're a fool just as Alucard was. Listen to me. Darkness will never die out as long as there is light in the world. I am the ruler of that darkness, and I will rise again and again as long as people like you are alive. Again and again, I tell you. Ha 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 ha! When that happens, someone will appear before you to take my place. If it is my fate to again be a vampire hunter, I will be ready. No, I will gladly accept that destiny. So until your soul is saved, until all the evil desires in the world are exhausted, goodbye, ruler of evil. Goodbye, O woeful Prince of Darkness. There we go. And here comes the biggest conflicting element of the game that would have contradicted the whole timeline. Thus, the fear of darkness that continued to envelop the world was lifted, single-handedly by a young girl. Alright. But yeah, while we get to the possibly that shows the end of that, but it wasn't a bad game for its time though. I mean, compared to other games, yeah, it doesn't seem that much advanced and everything, but it wasn't really a bad game. Although, like I said, even with the unlimited continues, it felt more and more tedious that you get hit full of a lot of damage and lose a lot, you know, and lose a lot of health and then die quicker. And then have to start from the point where there's not much of healing items to help really balance it out. Although it's good that they had like a checkpoint system at the time, so you don't have to start all the way back at the beginning of the stage. But just for me, like, it got to a point where it just felt more and more tedious. It's like I make a bit more progress after like many deaths and retries. And like I said before, I never use a lot of cheat device off the bat because I just prefer to play the game, you know, to the best of my abilities. And of course nowadays you can't really use cheating devices or cheat codes that much in some games, but for the older games I only use that if I absolutely have to, if I want to beat the game. And since I figured I got to this point that, you know, I really wanted to get all the way to the end of the game. So let's see here. Yeah, just gonna wait because essentially, I'm not sure if you have to play on normal mode to see the scene, but basically in the story of the game, like I said, Alucard and Sonia had a thing that they were obviously in love, and at some point or another, they did have, you know, a nightly rendezvous, let's just say, and basically, at the end of it, you see her holding a baby in her arms. And basically, that baby is Trevor. And that's basically the biggest confliction to the whole game because in the whole timeline, basically, Castlevania 3 would be the second game in the timeline in which Trevor was the first human and the first Belmont to fight against Dracula. Now, if they were to incorporate this game into that timeline, that would have been a major confliction or a major paradox within that. So it's kind of so it is understandable why they had to basically cut this off the main timeline and everything. But it would have been kind of nice to see them do, like, you know, change it a bit so that way Sonya could be part of the canon, like with her own story and everything that doesn't conflict with the timeline and everything. And of course, I remember seeing some comments that people think that, you know, I can't remember his name, but the one that makes the Castlevania games was sexist, you know, for not having a main female roles. Although technically that's not true in a sense, because if that was still true, we would not have the Shanna from Castlevania Order of Ecclesia, but we would not have that, basically, if that were true. But, like I said, it would have been nice, and actually, from my understanding, if I remember, there were plans on a Castlevania game for the Dreamcast, which would have had Sonya as a the main character, but unfortunately that game got cancelled in development, so It would have been nice to see that, but, oh well. And, yeah, it's not changing. I guess I have to play, like, the normal mode in order to see the ending of the Sonya holding a baby, but, oh well. But anyway, that was Castlevania Legends. Not a bad Castlevania game, considering for the Game Boy. But it does get a bit tedious, you know. Of course, that was just on light mode. I don't know what it would have been like if I played it on normal mode. Probably a lot more difficult, but oh well. In any case, that's all the time I have for this episode, guys. So as usual, thank you for watching. And make sure to leave a comment below. Subscribe for more video update. Share this on your Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and all other social medias. And don't forget to hit the like button to help out the channel. And I'll see. And if you guys want to help me out in some shape or form, I do have a Patreon account down below. And as usual, guys, thank you for watching, and have a pleasant day. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, thanks for watching this episode, and as usual, leave a comment down below, subscribe for more video updates, and share this on your Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and all other social medias. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and to turn on the notification bell to stay up to date on my YouTube channel. And if you guys want to help me out in some shape or form, I do have a Patreon account down below in the description box. And as usual, thank you for watching everybody, and have a pleasant day. Bye bye.